I'm going to miss making clinching scenarios videos, but here are the April 7th scenarios. Atlanta is locked into the 8th seed if they win or if Toronto loses. That's going to put Toronto in a 9 seed. The 8 seed is a lot better because being in the 8 seed would allow the Atlanta Hawks the opportunity to only have to win one game, and it would also give them a second chance. 7 and 8 face off against each other, and the winner gets 7. The loser faces 9 and 10, and the winner of that gets 8. The loser of 9 and 10 gets eliminated after that. It's going to be a lot easier for the Atlanta Hawks to make it into the playoffs if they're the number 8 seed as opposed to the number 9 seed. They don't have to win one game, and they get 2 tries. The Brooklyn Nets will clinch a playoff spot, the number 6 seed, if they win and Miami loses. That's going to lock them into the playing game as the 7 seed. Now, as far as the Western Conference, Dallas, the Mavericks, are eliminated with a loss. Golden Spot will clinch a playoff spot, but they have to win, and the Pelicans and Lakers have to lose. The Lakers will be locked into a playoff game if they lose and Golden State wins, the Warriors. The Memphis Grizzlies is 2nd seed with the win or Sacramento Kings loss. That's going to lock the Kings into the 3rd seed. Oklahoma City is locked into a play-in game with a Dallas loss. Now, I want to take some time and actually dissect some of this information coming towards us. First of all, why would I be happy if the Brooklyn Nets get the 6th seed? Why do I care? Because the 6th seed faces the 3 seed. The Philadelphia 76ers, as you saw last night or yesterday or whenever you watched that video, which you better have, the Philadelphia 76ers were locked into the 3 seed because of wins by both the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks. Actually, it was the Boston Celtics, just that the Bucks prevented the Celtics from getting the 1 seed. So, if the Miami Heat are actually able to get into the 6th seed, I mean, you saw what happened last night, hopefully. You at least saw my YouTube short, even though only one person did. Someone should have watched it. And then you'd see how they were playing like absolute dog crap and how they wound up losing by 28. That's exactly why I have a problem with facing the Miami Heat. That and the fact that the Miami Heat beat the 76ers last year in the playoffs in the 2nd round. But being in the 1st round, I don't think that the Philadelphia 76ers could stand up to the Miami Heat. But they can definitely stand up to the Brooklyn Nets if they were to face off against each other. So that's kind of why I want the Nets to get the 6th seed. We can leave the Heat in the play-in and at best get a 7 seed. That's also why if I was a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, I'd be quite worried. Even though we have the higher seed over the Knicks are just historically a better team than the Cavaliers. Not that I'm really a fan or hate either team. And I know I've been putting a lot of hate on the Nets, but I don't hate them. It's just that I want certain scenarios to play out, and they a lot of times involve Nets losing. So, as you can see, the Atlanta Hawks are 41-39 with the Raptors at 40-40. Split record. There's 2 games left, but if the Raptors lose, the best they could be at is 41-41. Hawks, then at their worst, would also be 41-41. If the Hawks win and they're at 42-41, they'd be at 42-39, and then it wasn't going to be 42-40, and I assume that the Hawks would have a tiebreaker over the Toronto Raptors. I'm going to look at this. I am going to look at this. Yeah, as you can see from this, they played 3 games, and while the Raptors won the first one, the Hawks won the remaining 2, so they would get tiebreaker advantage if they were to tie. Which means that for the next 2 games, the Hawks have to lose both of those 2, and the Raptors have to win both of those 2. The Toronto Raptors right now do not control their own destiny as far as getting to the 8 seed, the Hawks do. And the reason why I even mentioned getting to the 8 seed is because I'm gonna be honest. You control. It's not that in the play-in you really control your own destiny that much anyway. I mean, they're locked into the play-in, so they don't control their own destiny that much anyway. But you control more of your destiny as being in the 8 seed than being in the 9 seed. Being in the 8 seed allows you the opportunity to get the 7 seed if you can beat the number 7 seed in that. Meanwhile, being in a 9 seed means that at best you can get the 8 seed. Also, if you're number 8, you can fight for the 7 seed, and if you lose that, you get to fight for the 8 seed. In the other case, if you're already at the 9 seed, the best you can fight for is the 8 seed. Meanwhile, the Nets, as you can see, if they win one, they'll be in a position where, again, they'll have the tiebreak over the Heat, and that's how they'll be able to get the 6 seed. As far as the Western Conference goes, as you can see with the Grizzlies, they're 2 games ahead, but I assume the Kings have the advantage. Nonetheless, 1 win or 1 loss, it's going to lock them in. And there's a whole lot of scenarios, but like look at what's going on with the Mavericks and all that good stuff. Now you can begin to see a little bit more clearly why all this is happening.